Making contact at
Welcome to Live Action Star Wars. I'm James.
I'm Ralph. Can you hear that helicopter? It's
I can hear
so
that helicopter.
loud.
They're coming for us. It's because we're giving up our shield money this time, Ralph. They're coming for you. It's that Lucasfilm helicopter.
Fuck those guys.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So apparently, you're not supposed to swear on YouTube in the first 5 minutes.
Oh well.
Did you know that?
I don't think this episode's going to matter too much in terms of getting monetized or not. If you hadn't guessed, this isn't an episode about anything in particular. We don't have a title. We don't have any artwork. We wanted to do an episode. We wanted to chat. We wanted to air some grievances, I think, which is something that we've never really done on this show before. We always try and find the best in things, even if we don't like it. We are generally positive. I'm definitely generally positive about stuff. But we've got to bring it up. We've got to talk about the Acolyte cancellation.
I mean, here's the thing. Like, I was just like, I don't care. I don't care. I watched D23 stuff, and I'm just like, man, too many people are invested in too much stuff.
Yeah, there's that.
I just saw today our buddy Patrick was mad because they announced that they're working on the Avengers campus and they're taking out the trolley car in DCA.
Okay.
And it's like,
to make it more marbly, or
yeah, because it's the roundhouse where that trolley sits is like right behind Guardians. Okay. It's actually right next to it. But it's one of those things where it's like, we know too much. We all know too much. So this like drives me nuts because when I was a kid, you would see a trailer and be like, oh shit, cool, they're making a second Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
And then you would wait until the paper showed up to know when the second Ghostbusters came out. You didn't know about the behind the scenes, the people who made it. You didn't know behind the scenes turmoil. You didn't know any of that stuff. And
I had a moment like that today, which was shocked me, mostly because it was something that I was like, huh, didn't know they were doing that. Like, there's apparently a new Hellboy movie coming out. And I was like, well, okay. And I was like, it's not something that I'm plugged in on. And I'm sure if I still worked at a comic book shop, I might know that sort of thing. But like, I don't care about a new Hellboy movie at all. But it was like, huh, there's a movie coming out that I had no idea even was being worked on.
So that trailer came out like a month ago.
Oh, really?
Me and Stevie said, oh, there's a new Hellboy trailer. We popped it on. And I'm like, no, this is like one of those fan trailers, right? Like, this is one of those, like, you know, because now you go on YouTube and it's all like AI, like Star Wars in 1950s Technicolor or whatever. And there's always like fake trailers and fan trailers and stuff like that. And the Hellboy, it looked like, I mean, sorry, I know how hard it is to make movies, but it didn't look like the Hellboy we're used to, where it's like Guillermo del Toro, top of his game.
Yeah, or even that other one that came out, like, I don't think anyone saw.
Yeah, like it literally is like Hellboy in a cabin in the woods, and it's like, it didn't look like, I'm like, okay, so the budget isn't Hellboy budget, and the design
they made a small
Hellboy. Yeah, which is fine, but it like took us a really long time to try to figure out if it was a real Hellboy movie or not.
It's quite indicative, isn't it? I think it's indicative of both that movie and of the times that we live in, which at the moment, like, there is so many high quality trailers like that, because it's, you know, it's for a fan made trailer that would look amazing. And from what you're saying, it's like, it's on par with some of those like high quality trailers that people just make.
I just found out last week that there was a Crow movie coming out last week.
Oh, really? Oh, see, I knew that one was coming out because it's been joked about on other podcasts. They're like,
I saw the picture, but I had no idea it was released last week. I hadn't seen a single.
Oh, I didn't realize it was out. Yeah,
it's out. It's out.
Wow. Yeah.
This is one of those things where it's like, it's kind of nice. Like, I probably wouldn't have gone to see that Hellboy trailer, but that Crow trailer. But if someone said, "Hey, there's a Crow movie out right now," I'd be like, "Oh, I'm gonna go check that out before getting any discourse." Johnny says we need Dread too. I agree.
I'd be down for that, yeah. Or just like Mega City 1, just like it, just give me like that. I'd be cool with it.
Yeah.
I was never a 2000 AD guy, which is I felt like sacrilege for a British guy, but like I love Dread. Dread was amazing.
Yeah, but now we know like Lord and Miller get kicked off of Solo. Like we wouldn't have known that like 15 years ago.
Yeah. It would just be there's Ron Howard with the Star Wars film. Like yeah.
So like we know too much stuff. We know way too much stuff.
Yeah.
And
it used to be that you had to dig in to like find a behind the scenes documentary or read the making of hardback book or something like that to like to know this stuff, and you'd know that after the fact. We know too much early, and I feel like that is part of what has happened with The Acolyte. Is people knew the cast, people knew the director, people knew the showrunner, and people are gross and horrible, and so they decided what they thought of it before seeing a lick of it. And then there was enough of that out there that even people who can form genuine and honest opinions by watching things, that's out there. And that is just, it's a cloud that is sitting over you. So if people are saying this is terrible, this is garbage fire, whatever, like you're watching it and you're subconsciously probably looking for things that are not perfect. Right. And things that are not perfect then get elevated to being bad, where actually it doesn't need to be perfect. You might have watched it and gone, I didn't really like that, or the pacing was a little bit off here, but it was overall, like, even if they were just like, overall, it was fine. Like, that's, I feel like, I don't know, we're biased because I really liked it, but that feels like a more honest opinion.
Right. Yeah. That's the problem is, you know, okay, so here's the deal. I grew up in the 80s. I was born in 77. I didn't know, like when Return of the Jedi came out, I saw maybe a teaser. I knew about Jabba the Hutt. When it saw it, loved it. It's not a perfect movie.
Nope.
There's big problems with that movie, but I love it.
Yeah. Me too.
Then in the time of the dark times, I stopped talking about Star Wars, and I stopped talking about Star Wars because it wasn't cool to talk about Star Wars anymore.
Yeah, I wasn't talking about Star Wars because I was like,
you weren't alive.
Well, no, I mean, from 87, like when I was a kid, because my brother and sister, like, I got all their toys. I was the only kid who knew about Star Wars, so I wasn't talking about Star Wars because my friends were into Power Rangers, and I didn't give a shit about Power Rangers.
Yeah, like, I was into Power Rangers. I still am. I'm in the middle of watching Power Rangers again.
Great,
because it's what I do. But that's the thing is like, I like it. If I like something, I like talking about it. If I don't, I also talk about it, maybe not as much. And yeah, we try to keep things positive here. But the thing is, it's like doing this show, everyone knows I'm a Star Wars fan, and everybody will send me Star Wars stuff, which is fine. But also like it's tough because like, so during lockdown, I would have a weekly Zoom with friends, and like anytime there was a new Star Wars out, there's just a couple of them that would just rip into Star Wars, just knowing it would make me mad. And it doesn't make sense to me. That doesn't make sense. And it's really hard for me to enjoy, just kick back and enjoy Star Wars, even to the point where like, I'm not on Twitter anymore.
No, I mean,
I do stuff for the documentary, and I'll post stuff to promote this show and other shows from my Casino Skunk account. But I still, like, from my personal account, like on Instagram and stuff, I still follow Star Wars people who are good friends, who are friends of the show. And like, I see through them the same shit. People just bashing on Star Wars and giving Star Wars shit. And it's like, I wish there was a way to weed out those people. And I think that's one of the reasons we started the show was we like, there's a lot of shitty Star Wars fans. Let's do something fun and positive.
Yeah.
But it's like, there's like nothing I can do to keep from hearing that trash.
But it's like, I just
drives me nuts.
I don't get it. Like, if there's something you don't like, you don't go talking about it all the time, do you? Like, I don't like football. The football season runs for what feels like most of the year in this country. Like, and I just don't engage with it. I don't just walk around just trashing it all the time. And like, you don't need to engage with things you don't like. If you don't like it, that's fine. And if all these people like who are just like, oh, but I loved it. And I was like, cool, you did but you haven't enjoyed anything since the Disney buyout.
So
sorry, dude. Like, your time has passed.
yeah,
Like,
the thing that drives me the most nuts is I get it if you don't like it and you feel like bitching about it, fine.
Yeah.
But don't go after people who do like it and call them shills.
Don't yuck someone's yum. It's been said to death, like, but just don't. Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense to me. Like, what's the point?
It's the need to be right. It's the combative need for them to be right. And it's like, I mean, it is known that a lot of the sort of trolly accounts are basically there trying to lure people to sort of far right ways of thinking. And it's like, it sucks that basically Star Wars has become politicized by bots and by like these troll accounts that are just like trying to foster hate. And it's horrible.
Yeah.
I hate it. It's not.
The thing is this. So there's people out there who genuinely do not like the Acolyte.
Yep.
The story didn't connect with them, whatever. It has nothing to do with it being, quote, woke. It has nothing to do with that. There's people that genuinely don't like it. And the problem is if you don't like it, it's tough to voice your opinion because people will say, oh, you're just being,
you're just ragging on it for the sake of it. Like, yeah, I feel bad for the people that like have genuine reasons why they don't like it. Like, I'm sorry, I don't have Instagram in front of me, but there was one of our listeners, a friend of the show, who was messaging us like, I've got like honest opinions. I didn't really like the show, and I'd love to like have that conversation with you guys as people who did one day, like where we can actually discuss it fully. And I was like, yeah, let's pin it. Let's have that conversation one day, but like not now. That now is not the time for that. But like, I would like to have that conversation because I think those sorts of things are important. Again, Ringiverse, they did a Last Jedi debate recently where one of them loves the movie, one of them really doesn't like the movie. And it's a fine conversation to have when people are civil, when people have genuine things that they don't like, and they are honest with what it is. And I think it was Van Lathan who was sort of going for the side that he didn't like. He's like, I can say that I'm coming into this with my own bias and the way I thought Luke should have been portrayed and everything, yada, yada, yada. But it was a good conversation. And then like at the end of it, no one's opinions were changed, but it was a worthy conversation to have. It doesn't need to be a shouting match where no, you're wrong because you're a shill, or no, you're wrong just because you're a troll, or like, it's hard,
so
man.
The thing that kind of is along the same lines is we don't know why the Acolyte was canceled. Maybe Lucasfilm has a perfectly good reason.
Yeah.
Maybe, maybe the numbers weren't up. Maybe it cost too much. Maybe it wasn't, profitable. Who knows?
I'm looking at a Forbes article from 2 days ago that is saying that it was cancelled due to low viewership. The viewership dove after episode 2. It cost $630,000 for every minute of screen time. The Acolyte was estimated to have a budget of 180 million, but it would actually push closer to 200 million. So yeah, it is all like it seems like it is all of those things, which is they're valid reasons. They're valid reasons to cancel a show.
I think my issue is though that the assholes online are treating it as a victory that they caused it. They were able to, they shouted enough for their voice to be heard, and that's kind of bullshit.
And I feel like the problem is they did shout loud enough so that people that would have been on the fence, those people that were like, maybe I'll check it out. I didn't like the last thing, or I haven't really been enjoying this or that from Star Wars. I thought the ending of Ahsoka was pretty weak, so I don't know. I don't know if I'll check it out. Like we're in the back. We're gonna watch it no matter what. And there's plenty of Star Wars fans who are gonna watch it no matter what.
Right.
Those people trashed it and review bombed it before they'd even seen a second of it. And enough of that sentimentality was out there. Like I was seeing things from like newspapers over here that were just like, oh yeah, no, the Acolyte, it's not very good. I'm like, you've not seen screeners. It's not out there yet. Why are you reporting on this? Because you've read it online and because your kids who have done your journalism degree and you're having to push out content because you're getting paid fuck all to do this. And like, so you're essentially echoing what you're seeing online, and that then informs people like, say, my mum and her partner. I don't think they watched it because they probably read somewhere on Facebook or whatever that it wasn't very good.
Right.
And so that drives down viewership numbers. It's yeah.
Who knows? I don't really know what what the solution is. I kind of wish Lucasfilm would say
radio
something.
silent. Yeah, I mean, say something regarding this and then go radio silent on things and just drop them. Yeah. I feel like based on the way that this is the first show that they have officially cancelled, which is wild. Like, Book of Boba Fett isn't a cancelled show. It's an Obi-Wan Kenobi, not a cancelled show. Like, I feel like we know that they are event series. Like, they are, like, Obi-Wan especially. It feels like it was an event. It was originally a movie. They've just turned it into a show. But
yeah, why bring it up now? Why this show?
Why like definitively cancel? Is it because it ended on such a cliffhanger and because all the way through the show, like Leslie Headland was like, I got plans. I got like there was a writer's room, for Christ's sake. Like that has been reported on. That there was a writer's room and they were breaking scripts for a season 2 of this. And they trotted Manny Jacinto out at D23 everywhere, like doing all the photo ops and doing all the stuff. Like, it feels like it was a snap decision. And I was like, yeah, why do that? It feels insulting for everyone involved.
Yeah, I don't know. It's rough. So like everybody here knows me in general, like between seasons of Star Wars, and how I'm just like, ugh.
Yeah.
Not excited.
No.
Not excited. All of this stuff in the last couple of weeks has made me like even less excited. And it's nothing against the shows.
No.
It's there's so many of them that I'm like, cool. I'll be excited when they come, and then when they come, I'm excited.
Yeah.
Until around
even like Mandalorian, which you don't really like it all that much. Like, we'll have a fun conversation about it. Like that side of it is nice. Like, I enjoy that, even if it's an episode of a show that I didn't really like. I enjoy this process, as you said. Like, you like talking about things that you like, and even if it's not an episode that you like Star Wars. We like Star Wars. That's what we're here.
Right.
But I feel it. I feel for you because like I can keep my Star Wars like up. I can keep my love of Star Wars up because I read the books, I read the comics, I am playing Outlaws.
I was just gonna say I like
the card game. Like, I'm engaging with it in all these other ways. Whereas for you, the shows and the movies, that's it.
I like
that's
new Star Wars.
Yeah,
I like new Star Wars, and that comes every 6 months. You get new Star Wars on the reg. I don't have a PS5 or Xbox One. So I'm not playing Outlaws.
Series X.
I don't read. So it's one of those things where the new Star Wars comes for me like once every 6 months. The next one's coming in December, which I'm excited about. But I don't think I'm excited about Star Wars until that happens.
In that interim period.
So I was talking on my Discord. If you follow me on Patreon, you get access to my Discord channel. I don't know if you read any of this stuff, but I was saying, like, at this point, because I don't feel like talking about Star Wars unless it's new Star Wars. At this point, the only reason I do this show is because I like talking with you.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
it sucks when we have off weeks because I'm like, I don't necessarily want to talk about Star Wars, but I would really like to talk.
Nice
to
to hang out. Yeah, me too.
Yeah,
the same way.
Yeah. And I'm just like dying for like Invincible to come out. I'm just like, come on, come on, Invincible, get us a Rexplode special, or give us a date on season 2 or a trailer or something. And then also with that being said, though, also like I'm working on this movie, which right now this conversation is me taking a break from working on it. I was telling James about the kind of work I'm doing on it. I don't want to talk about it here, but it's labor intensive, and I've got to finish by today, which I think is very doable. I think it's helping the movie, and I'm very excited about it. But the movie comes out in, I think, Karen over on the Discord said 25 days.
I was going to say, it's
like,
under a month.
20, everyone's excited. Oh, 25 days to the premiere. And I'm like, oh, shit.
Yeah, you know what state it's at the moment. Like, so, yeah.
It's listen, I handed it off to a couple of friends who I highly respect their opinions. One of them said they loved it. The other said they thought it was really, really good, and they also loved it. So I think as far as Lost fans go, it's going to be great. But there is so much coordination going on with, like, right before I sat down, I just like, oh, last week we sent out emails to the people who got tickets to the premiere and gave them all the info. I have people who are on my guest list that don't have that info, and I just remembered right now. So like send it out to people and be like, oh, here's what's happening. So we're, it's three of us. It's myself, Emily, and Taylor working on the movie. And we're trying to finish the edit. We still have some folks that need to sign off on their footage after watching the movie. So the edit isn't completed yet, but it's fine. It's fine. It's in really good shape. The worst case scenario is it gets a little bit shorter. Like hopefully not massively shorter by the exclusion of those folks. But it's one of those things where, the final stages of the movie should be happening on Sunday.
Can you talk about the release like for digital and for physical?
Yeah, so we have the premiere on the 22nd. We've been accepted to 2 festivals.
Amazing.
I believe a couple festivals. Yeah, I can't talk about those.
Nope.
We have the Indiegogo campaign, which we sold pre-sold Blu-rays.
Yep.
And so anybody who got a Blu-ray will be, guaranteed to get a Blu-ray once the movie's done. We have some solid extra features and can manufacture them and get them out. We're hoping by December.
Amazing.
Digital copies will go out sooner. Once we have a picture lock, we don't really want to, I don't know how it works. Timeline wise, I don't think festivals like
having
versions of the movie being out there when
that's fair.
They have a festival coming up. So
yeah,
that's going to be a little bit longer.
Are the extra features going to be with the digital as well?
I believe so. Yeah.
Amazing. Great.
I believe so. And what's great too is people who are like, man, I got the Blu-ray, I have to wait till December or whatever for them to finish it. Those people who got that also get the digital copy. So they're going to get the digital copy when everybody else does. So that's that. Now, as far as the Indiegogo being finished, once everything sort of the dust settles, digital copies should be available.
Cool.
You should be able to buy one, whether it's like Amazon or whatever.
Yeah.
So no worries about that if you missed the Indiegogo. Blu-rays, on the other hand, we don't know. We have to make a set amount, and we'll probably most likely go over that amount because they, you have to manufacture them in, let's say, increments of 1,000. And we didn't sell exactly 2,000. So, we'll see how that happens. We're not sure. We're still looking at distributors and stuff. And so we'll see if there's someone that manufactures Blu-rays, and we'll play it by ear. But if anything, anyone that missed the Indiegogo, you will be able to get it.
It'll be available for
at some point. Yeah. We want people to see it. We want people to spend money on it because we've been working on it for almost 3 years now. We want people to see it, and we want
you've put a lot of time into it.
Yeah. So it'll be, trust me, it'll be available. Follow Casino Skunk wherever, maybe not, well, probably on Twitter, but and you'll have all the information you need on that. So it'll be around.
Good.
Me, on the other hand, I'm thinking, and I haven't discussed this with you, maybe unless something big happens, maybe there won't be an episode until after the premiere. So
that's cool.
If folks can deal with a month off. Also, James, you have complete control over the StreamYard. So if you just want to do something, let me know.
I might. Yeah, I might chunk something up.
I can fire off some artwork, put it in there.
I'm just looking up what the release date is because there's that Music of John Williams series
Yeah, I'm
coming out.
watching that for sure.
Yeah.
The
Music
series?
by John Williams. I'm just looking up for a release date. October 23rd. I know, world premiere AFI Festival on October 23rd. It'll be on Disney Plus November 1st. So
Okay.
I think we should cover it. I think we should definitely do that. It's in
I
the
would
same way
definitely
that it sounds like it's a movie, not a series.
Perfect.
But yeah, that's great. Like I loved doing Light and Magic with you back when that
Mhm.
was coming out.
Okay.
So this is in that same vein. It's not strictly 100% all Star Wars
Yeah.
all the time, but it's John Williams in the same way that like ILM, like it fits. It fits the show. I don't think anyone's going to be upset at us doing the John Williams episode.
I don't think so.
Yeah. So I think we'll definitely do that. I'm sure that we'll do something in between now and then, but
Yeah,
we're going to be
next
playing
25
it
days is going to be gnarly for me.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe October.
Mm-hmm.
But then that's when like festivals start.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Yeah, and then I've got a lot of stuff coming up as well, so I will talk about more of that when it's appropriate. But
let me know if you ever want to just jump on, do a Outlaws thing. I'm sure someone else out there is playing it.
Yeah,
bring them on.
Luch Johnny seemed to be enjoying it. He mentioned that Outlaws is fun. It is. I played it for a couple of hours yesterday. I'm going to play it for a couple of hours this evening. It is really fun. I'm so early in that I can't really give much detail. It's a big open world Ubisoft game. I've played some Sabak. I've bet on some Fadia races. It's fun. It's fun. And Nyx, the little cute companion, is super cute.
I watched our buddy Jacob over at Astro Goblin. They were doing Outlaws, and it made me want to play.
Nice. Oh, I haven't seen their video for it yet.
Oh yeah, it's good. That's good.
Cool.
And then I'll say this before we go. No one's brought it up, but episode 110 will be around again.
Did we skip an episode?
110. No. We did episode 110.
Oh, that was I mentioned some things that I shouldn't have mentioned.
I mean, well, we don't know.
Yeah,
it'll be back up eventually, but
hey, if you were here live for it, then you got an inside scoop.
Yeah.
Be cool. Don't say anything.
Yeah, don't be. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think
it was an inside scoop. It was. I think it was more like leaked information, and then
it did seem to go away. It's not been talked about since, but then it's So it definitely got out there, and then it's definitely been covered up. Not covered up, but
not covered up. It's just
a little bit. Yeah.
Hadn't been rolled out properly, I guess.
That's probably a good
anyway.
Yeah. There was no press
release. With my involvement with that sort of leaked news, I feel like I maybe said too much. So
fair. Yeah.
Okay. But it'll be up eventually. You'll just see like, oh yeah, what is this one from like 2 months ago?
Hopefully it'll be like in some of this downtime that we have a little bit. It's kind of funny. I posted the non-artwork for this episode on Instagram earlier on, and as I put it up, I noticed there was a couple of other shows that were kind of doing the same as us at the moment, and for various reasons. And I was like, good in a way, because it feels validating that we're not the only people that are just completely like burnt out by this news. And just the
way
Alex
and Molly posted something on Star Wars Explained.
Yeah,
and it's it's like let's talk about it. Yes,
yeah. I think it's important too, because whatever you thought of the show, this doesn't feel like the way to go about it. Even if you didn't like this first season, it ended in such a way that you'd want to give it a second season. If this was network TV like 10, 15, 20 years ago, like the way it ends, you're like, well, shit, I didn't really love all of that, but that's really intriguing at the end there, and that's setting up some stuff. So let's see what it does. Even if it, like, back then it could have got cancelled mid-season or something. But like,
can they treat it like a book where season 2 isn't the Acolyte? It's just called something else.
Yeah, the
Chimera and May.
Yeah, or just like the Master. Like, I don't know.
Yeah,
something like. I'm sure. I mean, they've already said
Acolyte,
that
The
we're
Apprentice, The
getting
Master, make it
some
a
books.
trilogy.
Great.
But
We're
it's
getting
really
some
weird that
books
they
that are
mentioned
tied
this.
into it already, like from season 1 that was already in the works. I'm sure that we'll get a follow-up to this story in a book form in a couple of years, but I'm just like, it started out as a visual thing. Like, let's finish it the way it was meant to be, not just shoved off into a corner in a book or a comic. And that's not to disparage them, because I love them.
Yeah. Did they officially cancel the Rangers of the Republic?
I think that one was. I think they
it just-
officially said like we are not currently pursuing
Okay.
this one at this time. But like, yeah, there's been a few that have been cancelled before they got off the ground.
Right.
But this is the first one that they've just cancelled at the end of a season.
It's weird.
It sucks.
I don't usually yawn on this show, but
Yeah,
tuckered
that's
out.
right. We knew this one was going to be a short episode. You've got some work to do. Like, yeah. I mean, yeah, literally Johnny said that. Hopefully they do come back with a different name. It's one of those things that I want to push people to all the Save the Acolyte campaigns and all that, because people are doing it, but I'm just like,
it never works.
It never works. Like, this isn't the 2000s with Firefly or whatever it is. Like, yeah, no, Rogue Squadron wasn't cancelled. Like, and same with Lando. Like, Lando, they said the show, what they were developing as a show, was cancelled, but Donald and Stephen Glover are still developing as a movie. So it's like things get moved around, things get switched up. But like, this is the first one that they've said, nah, it's cancelled. Which again,
weird.
Like, yes.
Why this one? You have to know about all the assholes.
And you're giving them what they want. You're empowering them. That was my biggest, like, whether you like the show or not, that is the thing that annoys me the most, is you're empowering these people, and they are only going to get stronger if you do that. They're only going to feel more entitled, so that the next time they don't like a show, or the next time that there's a black woman in a show, like, they'll just get loud again, because it's what they do. It's all they can do.
Yeah.
And yeah, you just need to stick to your guns.
Yeah. All right.
Weird episode, but it needed to be.
We set it up that way.
It did. We did.
People, Johnny on the Discord was like, "That's not ominous at all." Just the blank.
No. We're not going away. Don't worry. Like, we're not. I feel like the way that we set it up, it could have felt like we were like ending the show or something. We're not doing that.
Yeah.
We'll take a little break because Ralph is super busy and we're a little bit burnt out on it all. But we'll be back.
Yeah, totally. All right. Hoping it's for Invincible though.
I mean, that'd be great. Like, ideally now, like, we just get a Rexplode special and then
that fandom, a completely different fandom.
Yeah, a Rexplode special, like, sometime soon would be amazing, and then we can have Skeleton Crew can tie us through like the Christmas period and stuff, and then like as soon as that's over, that's when I want season 3 of Invincible.
Yeah, it was the artwork was. I wasn't going to make any artwork. I told James, I'm like, we'll do a show, no artwork, just we'll just jump on. And then I was like, well, I got to put something in there in order to do the StreamYard. And so I just like left it blank. Just the Starfield. And I'm like, holy crap, that's ominous. But I do like that the number's on the bottom, so everyone can refer to this as episode 111. And it's like, oh man. Remember back in the day, like there's gonna be a day where everybody loves Skeleton Crew and it's the greatest thing ever. And Star Wars
and Andor's back, and
Andor's back, and people are gonna watch the show.
Yeah,
they're gonna be like, the turning point was 111. Remember 111?
Yeah, that was the darkest point. That was like literally like the worst. Yeah,
which is crazy because we like the show so much.
Really like
that's the toughest thing, is just to be on a Star Wars high.
Yeah, if we'd hit this like after Mando season 3 or something, it would be like, oh, okay. But yeah, it sucks. But we'll be back. Ralph, like, you've got a busy day ahead.
Yes,
it's already started, so we won't eat up any more of Ralph's time.
Thanks,
everybody. until the next time we do an episode, don't give in to hate.
Celebrate the love.
And don't punch it. Give it a hug.
Hug it.